if you started the relationship with the kind of conversation that most people only have after they've been broken up for years, you know, the honest conversation, man, that relationship would have a much better chance. Secret of a happy marriage. Maybe you should write this down. Wanna keep a love together? The best way is to end it now. 'Cause when you both know it's over, suddenly the truth comes out. You can talk about your secret passion. You can talk about your restless doubt. When there's no pretending, the truth is safe to say. Start with the ending, get it out of the way. Now there's no defending, no one has to win. Start with the ending is the best way to begin. To begin. 'Cause after you've both decided you were missing something that you need, the ways you were too short-sighted get easier for you to see. And after all the expectations shatter on the kitchen floor, you just see another human suffering, and you wonder what the war was for. When there's no pretending, the truth is safe to say. Start with the ending, get it out of the way. Now there's no defending, no one has to win. Start with the ending, it's the best way to begin. We did, we started with the ending, and now, happy anniversary, darling. We go back a long, long time. Think about our lives together. I'm so grateful you're here in mine. I know you'll keep on changing. You're moving in this dance with me. I love the way we embrace the future and keep the past a memory. So there's no defending that the old ways could remain. We start with the ending, things will never be the same. Now there's no defending, no one has to win. Start with the ending, it's the best way to begin. To begin. Start with the ending. Start with the ending.
The name of that song is titled The Ending, and it was performed and written by my special guest today, David Wilcox. David, welcome to the Friday Afternoon Music Mix.
Thank you. My pleasure.
It's my pleasure as well. I was introduced to your concert that's coming up, and I wanted to be sure and talk about that. You're going to be at the Triple Door in Seattle on February the 16th at 7:30 p.m. And you have a opening act with you, Gene Rowe. Should be a great show. Then on to Portland on the 17th at the Alberta Rose, March 3rd at the Miracle Theater in D.C., and March 4th at the Sellersville, Pennsylvania Theater. The latter two are with an artist that I think a lot of, which is Beth Nielsen Chapman.
Yeah, she's so good.
She's outstanding, isn't she? Great performer. You guys will make a great pair together with that shows. David, I know you're originally from Cleveland, Ohio. You have a 30-year career that has 16 albums. Your first one is one that I really like a lot. There's a song off of that, which is the title cut. Talk to me a little bit about that.
I think you're talking about, well, actually, the second record had a title cut. How Did You Find Me Here? Is that the one?
Yes. Very good.
That was, I knew I wanted to call the record that. And so I needed a song like that. And That was a song that is talking about that miraculous coincidence that happens when you hear the right song at the right time. It is a powerful thing. It always has been. There are songs that have saved my life.
You have had some incredible accolades over the last 30 years. One of them that just jumped out at me, and I looked at it several times as I was reading the comments about it, that truth amidst all the cleverness. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, I play music for different reasons than a lot of people, I think. I'm playing music for the reason that most people would have a spiritual practice or perhaps even just go running every day. It's just something I need to keep me sane. And I sing the stuff that I need to hold myself accountable to, moments of clarity that I don't want to forget. And so there's a lot of songs that are reminding me of a way of seeing. It's almost comical when people ask about, like, well, who did you write this song for, or what's your target audience? Because I am grateful that the songs serve, but when I'm writing them, they have to be things that I want to live into. They have to be sort of teaching my soul how to really enjoy this life.
One other comment made in talking about you was that you write songs that are philosophical with humor. I like that. That's good. You also do something that I had not seen done in a long time, and that's that you write custom songs for people. And on your
Yes.
website, there was some incredible feedback from some of the songs that you have written, over a period of about 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, it is so fun. There's probably 60 custom songs by now. And it started sort of by accident. There was somebody who he was really traumatized by something that had happened in his past. And, he was going to therapy and all that. But when it really sort of was ganging up on him, all these sort of ancient ideas in his head, he decided he needed a song to access that place in his heart that could dissolve that fear. And so he called my manager and said, "Does Dave ever write custom songs?" And my manager said, "No, but what do you have in mind?" And the guy explained. He said, when I can't get to therapy right away, but a song I could get to. So I talked to the guy for about an hour on the phone, and then I wrote a song that reframed that trauma in a really positive, interesting way that made room for it to be not just a victim story, but more of an adventure story. So the guy was so grateful, and I just made a mention of it on my website, and then we got more calls. And so then, after there was like a dozen of them, we put it up as well, I guess this is a thing I do now. It is such an honor to be welcomed into someone's life with that kind of trust. And for the sake of the music, they are brave and they get to the heart of it. And it has been really fun.
The latest album that you have is called The View from the Edge, and I listened to that. There's some just beautiful songs that are on that, but you also have a new single, and that I played recently on our show called Rest in Peace. Do you have a new album that's in the works?
Oh, yes. Yes. There's lots of songs. I've been writing more than ever. It's been so fun. I sort of narrowed it down to 50 songs when I went into the studio, and then I wound up writing more. So, yeah, I've been releasing them to the sort of Patreon kind of thing, not literally Patreon, but sort of like that. It's called Ko-Fi. That's been satisfying, but still, there needs to be a better outlet. I guess I could just release them, sort of like a live record or something, but I got to figure out how to keep up with the flow.
Can you do another song for us, please?
Of course. Let's see. You mentioned philosophical songs that are also funny. Well, this is a silly song, but still, um, I should go to sleep with the phone downstairs. Don't bring it up, set it by the bed. Dave, what are you thinking? That's not going to be a good night's sleep, because if you wake up at 3, what if you get curious about what's happening in the world? I like a triple shot of morning terror, good for pumping up my heart rate. The new conspiracies are very scary. It's propaganda, but it works great. I'm pouring over with the horror story, under the hopper till my head's full. Believe the evil ones are coming for me, making me edgy like a Red Bull. I like to go for the jolt. I love the soon we'll all be dead thrill. I go for the jolt, the paranoia and the red pill. I go for the jolt, worried enough to make the dread kill, ready to bolt. I like to go for the jolt. Falling victim to an algorithm, tracking my searches at a fast pace. I've disappeared into a wormhole prison. Disinformation makes my heart race. I'm watching everything they recommended. What I believe is looking real clear. Pretty certain that the world has ended. I love the rush of feeling fake fear. I like to go for the jolt. I love the soon we'll all be dead thrill. I go for the jolt, the paranoia and the red pill. I go for the jolt, worried enough to make the dread kill, ready to bolt. I like to go for the jolt, 'cause it's hard for me to feel alive unless my fear is in overdrive. So I go for the jolt. I love the soon we'll all be dead thrill. I go for the jolt, paranoia and the red pill. I go for the jolt, worried enough to make the dread kill, ready to bolt. I like to go for the jolt.
Terrific. Thank you. That's good. I wanted to talk with you too. In addition to doing custom songs a few years ago, you had a feature film made about you too called The Eye of the Hurricane.
Yeah, that was an interesting adventure. It was so fun that the filmmaker did the same thing with his film that I do with my music, which was to make it a healing journey for him. And it was fun to be a part of that. Yeah.
And they can actually listen to that or purchase a copy of it on the website called goodlookingfilms.com.
Mm-hmm.
I want to point out that you have some really good social media sites. And we want to also point out that you are not to be mixed up with the Canadian rocker, David Wilcox.
Yeah.
Right? And it's pretty easy to find you on the web without any problem. But your website is davidwilcox.com, and Twitter and Instagram are Mr. Mr. davidwilcox.com. Let's point out also that you have over 16 albums. The most recent, of course, is The View from the Edge, with a new single release that came out called Rest in Peace. The finger-picking style, David, that you use has been compared to a lot of other finger-picking, but I know you use what they call open tuning on that. Tell me a little bit about that.
Tell you about open tunings. I think the best way to tell that story is to say that all my life I have wanted to be inspired by the guitar. I haven't wanted it to just follow what I know, be under my control. I wanted it to surprise me. And so when you change the relationship, the intervals of the way the guitar is tuned, it really changes all the patterns of all the chords. But it gives you voicings that you haven't heard before, and it makes the guitar new again. I started playing Joni Mitchell songs, and I would learn, like a dozen different tunings. thinking that was just normal. And so for many years, I couldn't write a new song without making up a new tuning. I had to get lost in order to get found. That was a lovely way to do it. I still really admire that beginner's mind coming to the instrument.
I want to ask you about something, and I don't mean to be trying to throw salt in a wound, because I listened to this song and I didn't understand the criticism at all. Quite frankly, I pretty well got what the meaning of it was from, called Why We Call It Freedom.
I don't remember much about that song, but I think it was sort of a nice, sort of ironic little parody of people thinking that we should torture people. I don't remember exactly what that was about, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah, and like I said, listening to it, it was pretty obvious to me what your intent was. I didn't see any call for criticism of it whatsoever.
I don't read that stuff, but maybe somebody wasn't getting the irony.
No, and it was ironic. It was wonderful, actually. It's what it was. My special guest today is David Wilcox. He's had a 30-year career with over 16 albums. Latest single is called Rest in Peace. His latest album from 2018 is called The View from the Edge. He will be playing in Seattle at the Triple Door. That will be on February the 16th at 7:30 p.m. He has an opening act, which is Gene Rowe, who's also an extremely talented singer-songwriter. Then on February 17th to Portland at the Alberta Rose Theater, March 3rd at Miracle Theater in D.C. with Beth Nielsen Chapman, and March 4th, Sellersville, Pennsylvania Theater, also with Beth Nielsen Chapman. His website, davidwilcox.com, and be sure and look at his YouTube channel, because there's some wonderful videos, music that is on there that you can listen to as well. You know, I saw you have something else that I thought was really kind of interesting called the Wilcox Weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think your last one was in fall of 2022. Is this something you do annually?
Yes, it has been a lovely gathering for people who want to talk about how to sustain creativity long term without getting sunk in the cynicism. It's guest speakers and, a nice gathering where we listen to a lot of different ideas about how to sustain creativity and how to sort of keep those fires burning. It's good for me. I like it.
And you have something else that caught my eye on your website too that's going to be happening here coming up this spring. It's a week in Tuscany that you're having a tour with your fans.
Yeah, there's a few months back we did a beautiful barge trip, and there's been lots of interesting adventures. I really enjoy the people who are drawn to my music, and we tend to start conversations in the middle because they know me. And so it's a lovely hang. I think people who are finding this music are finding it because somebody recommended it to them. A friend said, hey, if you're going through this, maybe this song would help. And so I meet people through my music when they are really ready to kind of change. And I love seeing people at those choice points in their lives. It's just juicy conversation.
I really enjoyed watching the videos of people coming up to you at your shows, telling you how much their music has healed them. It was a lot more than just a couple. There were a lot of them that walked up, vigorously shook your hand, and thanked you for the impact you've had on their life. That must be very gratifying.
I love how music can do that. I am grateful myself for the songs that I've heard over the years that have given me a perspective, a window into a different way of being. Yeah, it's beautiful stuff, music.
Indeed it is. My special guest today, David Wilcox, singer-songwriter, will be playing coming up at the Triple Door on the 16th. Watch for his new album and new releases of his singles. He's on tour. Do you know a fellow by the name of Ellis Paul?
Sure.
I figured you did. There's a lot of things that you seem to have in common, and he's another fellow that I really enjoy his singing and songwriting as well. Can you do another song for us on the way out the door? Would that be good?
I would love to. this song may be about self-deception, but it's necessary self-deception. The first time my wife came to visit the house I grew up in, she met my mom and my dad and my brother, and she pulled me outside and she said, "David, you told me you had a happy childhood." I said, "Yeah, I did." She said, "David, I have met your parents." I said, "Come on, it wasn't that bad." And then I decided to tell the story in a kind of a visual way, taking that emotional landscape and making it as if it were a plane crash. I was the lone survivor when we landed in the field. The full investigation never was revealed. The hurt got covered over, never really healed. The scars are on the inside, the evidence was sealed. But the way I tell the story, I just brushed off the dirt. I landed in a haystack, barely tore my shirt. What good would it do me to just replay the past? Accidents will happen, this one happened fast. So I'll look to where I'm going instead of where I've been. I won't deny my history, but I'll give it quite a spin. So the way I tell the story, I just brushed off the dirt. I landed in a haystack, barely tore my shirt. If I'm the only witness, then the story's up to me. If no one else has lived to tell, no one can disagree. Crawling from the wreckage, my childhood up in flames, burning down the spiral of alcohol and shame. But the way I tell the story, I just brushed off the dirt. I landed in a haystack, barely tore my shirt. And I'm the only witness. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll make a hero's journey about the stuff that I've been through. I saw the blaze, turned around and ran before it blew. You can't say I crashed and burned, but I can say I flew. I flew. I flew.
That's beautiful, David. Thank you. Wondered if I could make a request.
Sure.
One of the prettiest songs, the whole album, View from the Edge, is just incredible. But there's one on there that jumped out at me, and it's called Infinity Pool.
I do love that song, and that's a mysterious and wonderful song. That's a specific song of instructions on how not to die. Specifically, how not to die being a musician. Specifically, how not to die being a musician after an exhilarating gig when you come back to the hotel room, because you have to learn how to either metabolize that fantastic energy and love that you have been reflecting all night, or you have to, during the gig, not let it get into your bloodstream, because when you come down off of it, it hurts. So that is a song that uses this imagery of, imagine that the top of the hotel has one of those open air swimming pools. I'm imagining it in a big city. Like the perfect one is in Singapore. And it's this spectacular pool with a pour over edge. And that's why they call it an infinity pool. And so it's not actually about swimming in the pool. It's about getting to that place of wonder without the energy of the crowd and without the exhilaration of the music. So it's how to sustain that sense of awe and wonder and beauty. I like that song a lot.
So do I.
Mhm.
Could you play it for us, please?
I don't think I could play it now. I don't think it's like sort of in the back of my mind. I haven't been playing it in about a year and a half because I learned that lesson. I only play the songs that I need to learn how to live.
I'll add that from the CD. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
David, thank you so very, very much. You've been a wonderful guest on the show. I really appreciate it so much. I wish you all the best. I hope you have a great show in Seattle at the Triple Door. Maybe one of these times we get to meet each other. I would really enjoy that.
Thank you much. My mark, a spotlight shines. I wait one beat, I speak the lines. The story builds, the stage is mine. The show is on a roll. I weave a spell, a perfect set. My shirt clings close, I feel the sweat. My time on stage to strut and fret with all my heart and soul. The moment comes, I raise a fist, I make that turn, the clever twist. I have to smile, I can't resist, and suddenly it's through. I'm walking back, I skipped the ride. The street is full, the sky is wide. My muscles ache, I'm satisfied. I know what I must do. The lights of this city are shimmering jewels. The grace of this weightlessness breaks all the rules. Beneath this bright starlight, this water feels cool. As I swim the infinity, swim the infinity pool. Hotel room, my second skin, the place inside I've always been. An emptiness to fill again. I'm better at it now. This rooftop view, the starlight sea, the skyline's bright cacophony. My siren song, that symphony, the traffic and the crowd. The lights of this city are shimmering jewels. The grace of this weightlessness breaks all the rules. Beneath this bright starlight, this water feels cool. As I swim the infinity, swim the infinity pool. Is near. I ease right in where stars are clear. I bare my skin and climb out here where darkness brings a chill. Darkness brings a chill, 'cause what goes up is just like me. But I'm not scared of gravity. I'm swimming in infinity until I get my fill. The lights of this city are shimmering jewels. The grace of this weightlessness breaks all the rules. Beneath this bright starlight, this water feels cool as I swim the infinity, swim the infinity pool. As I swim the